My name's Daniel Bushell. In this show, the junk food conspiracy exposed. Coming up.
Leaders chew the fat and secretly fill their pockets. How other species react to burgers. And stars told to kick out junk ads.
The epidemic in the fattest nation on Earth is spiraling out of control. While Europe and Asia weight levels are tailing off, over 2 in 3 Americans are now overweight or obese and growing. Stores now provide obesicles, vehicles for those too obese to walk. For the junk food giants responsible, the fat lady's about to sing. First celeb chef Jamie Oliver shamed McDonald's into banning pink slime, ammonia-soaked centrifuge-separated byproduct paste they labelled beef. New York Mayor's Bloomberg's blocked 17-ounce sodas. Bans on supersized fries, burgers, ice creams and donuts will now be rolled out across the US, starting in the Big Apple.
New York to regulate other high-fat and high-calorie foods within a year. Restrictions will go global as other governments follow suit.
States are even looking into the big one, a fat tax. Research finds 18% taxes on pizza and soda shrinks people £5 a year. Tracy Fox helped create nutrition standards at the US Department of Agriculture.
Those types of taxes, especially if they're, like you said, about the 20% range, between 10 and 20%, can have an impact, and they do cause people to purchase and consume less of the item that's being taxed. For example, sugar-sweetened beverages or sodas.
Shamed by films showing the sick effects of their food, junk producers are now rushing to rebrand as so-called low-fat and diet.
Well, here's the secret about so-called diet food, and it's actually hilarious that it's called that, because most diet food contains what's known as aspartame or similar name or sucralose. And it's been found in numerous studies that actually diet soda products can actually lead to kidney damage, metabolic problems, and obesity. The studies found that kidney damage was experienced in those who drank diet soda, whereas those who drank regular soda, which by no means is healthy, did not experience the same issues. The best part about it, aspartame is actually made from the fecal matter, the literal fecal matter of bacteria that is genetically modified by one and only Monsanto.
The word diet isn't even regulated in the US. A corporation can make this beauty and call it diet goodness. In fact, McDonald's pays Weight Watchers to be an official partner. Truth is stranger than fiction. This fruit and maple oatmeal sold as a bowl full of wholesome. There's more sugar than a Snickers, more calories than even their hamburgers. The junk chain's being sued for false advertising. Its milkshakes contain more cooking oil than milk. In fact, of 150 so-called diet products, 139, a study finds, have more fat and refined sugar than non-diet foods. Most of our food now contains either a chemical sweetener or fructose sugar, which America's top obesity doc calls an evil poison. Robert Lustig joins us now. What does refined sugar do to the body?
It is a chronic, not acute, chronic, dose-dependent, in other words, it depends on how much you take in, hepatoliver toxin. Chronic dose-dependent hepatotoxin.
Yeah, what does that mean for us, the public?
50 grams of fructose, which is the sweet part of sugar, per day, or 100 grams of sugar, is above and beyond your liver's capacity to be able to metabolize it. That means that more than half of America is consuming a toxic dose of sugar on a daily basis.
This is Trudy, the truth seeker cat. Hello, Trudy. This is fried beef from a top fast food chain. Well, well, well. This is fried beef from a local store. There you go. She's loving it. Even fungus won't touch fast food. This is a slice from a fresh potato we bought months ago. Age and decay has turned it black and rotten. This McDonald's French fry was bought the same day. It remains identical. One American even has a museum of burgers that ain't changed in decades. So why won't bacteria eat it?
It doesn't even contain real meat. It contains 7 different synthetic chemicals that make up the, quote, meat of the product, including what's known as PDMS, which is in breast plants, in the breast implant fluid that many surgeons now are avoiding because of the possible serious health effects. It also contains an anti-foaming agent used in silly putty, and it contains certain chemicals that are illegal to use in cat food due to serious health concerns.
Why America's obesity campaign is a sham after we pay these bills.
You can be sexy, popular, everything you want to be. Crack, 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 crack cola and stroke burger. Stroke burger and crack cola. Heart stopping.
From cereal to drinks, even soup, the main sweetener is cheap high fructose corn syrup. It's everywhere. Unlike normal sugars, fructose goes straight to the liver, which turns it to fat. Blindness, cancer and strokes from obesity now top smoking as the #1 hospital case. If your idol told you to do something when you were a kid, would you do it? Europe's fattest state is Britain. Its top obesity doc says this must stop.
A football star or a cartoon star saying to kids, this is what you should be eating, and pointing at an unhealthy product is deeply wrong, and it should be banned.
If our leaders are so serious about this, why are these ads still on? Why is America's obesity getting worse? Could our politicians be in cahoots with junk food more now than ever and are releasing just a few publicity stunts to keep people on side?
The healthcare ministers of 52 European countries got together and agreed that junk food marketing to children must stop because children were targets. Here in America, it's considered free speech, part of the First Amendment. That right is supported. This is a huge problem. I went to the commissioner of the Federal Communications Commission here in America, Deborah Taylor Tate, back in 2007, and asked, in light of what the European healthcare ministers had said, what did she think needed to be done? And her response was a direct quote, "I expect the food industry to police itself." Well, that's what they've been doing now for the past 30 years, and look where it's gotten us. Free speech doesn't work with addictive substances. It didn't work with tobacco, doesn't work with heroin, cocaine, morphine, nicotine, cannabis, alcohol. The fact is that free speech is a problem when you're talking about addictive substances. The question is sugar an addictive substance? The data, mostly in animals, but some in humans, clearly says yes.
Interagency government committee, the interagency work group, got together and developed voluntary standards or voluntary guidelines for companies to abide by or to opt to abide by to address marketing. And the food companies basically weighed in very negatively and forced those interagency guidelines to never be published, even though they were just going to be voluntary.
Junk giants have even made Congress classify squirt cheese pizza as a vegetable, so it's served as a key nutrient in school meals.
The junk food industry doubled their lobbying spending under the Obama administration, and in turn the Obama administration announced that they were lowering the fight on childhood obesity. And Michelle Obama recommends that kids go out and eat these certain dietary guidelines that actually contain GMOs most of the time, these processed garbage foods. And isn't it interesting that Bloomberg had truckloads of Mountain Dew and Doritos shipped into the Sandy Relief Fund area to give these people a bunch of processed garbage snacks that do nothing for nutritional value?
In fact, Bloomberg has form on fast food. His corporation had vats filled with free junk for every employee. Within weeks, workers piled on the pounds. In Bloomer World, a 17-ounce soda's bad. 68 hot dogs in 10 minutes isn't just good, it's patriotic.
The inalienable rights bestowed on us by our forefathers, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For the contestants assembled here, that pursuit includes consuming as many hot dogs as is humanly possible.
Elected politicians putting hot dogs over health, fattening bottom lines instead of trimming Americans. This is The Truth Seeker.